Mr. White is looking at me.
Mr. Future, huh?
Are we ready? We live? Hello, everybody. Hello, my favorite people, my viewers. I hope you guys enjoyed your Valentine's yesterday. I'm back again at it today with a new, fabulous, handsome, good-looking,
Oh,
ambitious
wow.
man today. One of our Sierra Leone brothers, all the way in Maryland. His name is Alaji S. Kagbo, but he's a founder and owner of the brand Prince Zamira. Welcome, Alaji.
Thank you for having me, Homo, and the entire SierraCast TV team. I'm happy to, be live with you guys. It's a pleasure.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and we are really happy and lucky to have some people that are transforming their life, becoming something different other than working 9 to 5, but also owning something, becoming an entrepreneur. So let's jump right into it. I saw your website. It looks good, so I really like the website. But I saw on the website that website Prince Amir, it says you are an engineer. So do you mind
Hmm.
if I ask where you went to college and how difficult it was to become an
Absolutely not.
engineer?
No, no, yeah, absolutely not. So, uh, I actually got into the U.S. in the early 2000s. Um, so I went to college, Prince George's Community College. I spent there like a year, couple of years, and ended up attending Bowie State University. And I did my undergrad at Bowie State University. Had my bachelor's in computer technology, and worked for a couple of years, a year, couple of years, and did my master's in information assurance, which is related to cybersecurity, and an MBA. It was a dual program. So all in all, I actually finished my schooling in 2011.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So how was it difficult? Was it an easy pass for because I want my viewers, people that are actually that have ambition to go to college to do certain things, because I see everybody want to be a nurse, but there is way more other stuff out there that you can make money on. So can you please tell our younger viewers how easy or how difficult it is, or how is the what way to go if you want to become something other
So
than a nurse?
yeah, so yeah, absolutely. So it depends, right? So it depends to you as a person, because everything that anyone that wanted to do in this world, I mean, there's a process that is involved, and then also you as a person, it's something that you have to somehow challenge yourself and ground yourself to the task. So uh, I was always working when going to school,
Okay.
you know, and 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 it was really not an easy journey, but at the same time it was fun while I was doing it, because I know what my goal was.
Yeah, that is good. That is good. Well, my viewers, as you heard him say, um, um, when you want to do something, I think America, people call, for me, I think what the milk and honey means when people refer it to American is the opportunity that people have in this country. It's not that money grows on the trees or the streets are full of diamonds and stuff like that. No, it's because there's a tons of opportunity if you put your mind to it and you stay on what you're doing. And also, I always tell people, yes, people, nurses are good. I love you guys. Don't get me wrong, but not everybody loves to go be a nurse. They be a nurse because they think that's where the money is. But you guys need to go to online on Google and Google what nurses are making and what other people are making. And you guys are working so hard, way more for your money than other people are. And I think we need to encourage our younger ones, even if you grew up in a household where nobody went to college, or where nobody is a doctor, engineer, and all this stuff. I think it's a good thing to try to, or want to become greater than your parents, or want to do more than everybody else in your family. So I think put in your head to it, know your goal, the end goal, and take it step by step. Don't rush it, take it step by step. And I'm so proud of the young ones today that are going to school, and also having their own owning their own business. So there is nothing that is not possible. With God, everything is possible. And make sure you put God first. Okay?
That's
Okay,
true.
thank you. Um, how did you came? What was the whole idea for you to come from an engineer to a fashion designer? What was the turnaround or the turning point?
Well, I mean, I'm still a cybersecurity engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get that clear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working, full time as a cybersecurity engineer.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I'm a, fashion designer. The Prince Amira brand was something that, I'd always wanted to be well known, not only within my community, but also, out there, right? I don't know where, but out there, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it all boils down to, you know, me having a taste, for what fashion really is,
Mm-hmm.
and then having challenges to, get the right, uh, you know, uh, like clothes, fabric, and trying to um, get the nice cut, the nice fit, because if you see me, I'm really a small guy, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But it was always a challenge. And so 6 years ago, I used to shop a lot, with like having a nice cut suits,
Mm-hmm.
so that was where it all boils down, into having my own, brand, where I have like custom suits,
Okay.
and then it grows into, what, let me, go beyond that and then have my own brand, because the goal for Prince Zamira was always, a name that, from a brand point of view, that I wanted to, be recognized, in some sense. It's still challenging, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a legacy that I wanted to leave behind, for
Okay.
my daughters.
Okay, well that's great. So for my viewers, it's always good to make things your own way. He thought that because he was so small, he couldn't have the perfect fitting clothes or the perfect fitting things for him. He went out of his way to try to figure out how he can do it. We see a lot of our kids these days, they do some certain things online, or they will tell you how to change your top and turn it into a pant or a skirt and stuff like that. That's all things that can lead up to you owning something. Or and he wanted to leave something behind. We're trying to put Sierra Leoneans on the map here. It doesn't matter what we have to do, honey, as long as we're doing legal stuff. We're gonna be on the map, okay? Sierra Leonean, we're coming up, we're up and coming, okay? Okay, so I don't. You already said you want to do this because of the size your thing. But what really inspired you to? Because it cost a lot of money
Hmm.
become a entrepreneur, or just being a designer, because you got to think about the materials, the branding, the trademark, and the website, and how to
Hmm.
sell it. Everything costs a lot. So how did you manage that? And what really inspired you to say,
So
okay, I have this money and I'm going to use
So
it?
yeah,
And
so one thing that I want to like add to what I stated also, right? I mean, yes, it was a challenge for me, but it was something that I wanted to solve for other people as well, right? Um, I want others to be able to afford a quality product that wouldn't have to cost like $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, right? Because that's what is out there. Of course, kudos to all of these big brands that are out there, making it. But at the same time, I want uh, like folks that can afford $10,000 products to be able to wear something that has quality, that looks elegant, that have that comfort, right, to be able to afford something like a product like that. So yes, when it comes to financing my business, I mean, obviously, prior to the Prince Amir, being a fashion brand, it was, a photography business as well, right?
Okay.
So the transition from it being a photography name into a fashion, was, somehow, challenging, but it was something that I was able to. It took a long time, because like 6 years ago when I actually did the transitioning, it was challenging. But financing myself, I've always been, a hustler, like a legitimate hustler,
Okay.
right? Uh, now
I
I
need
had
to
to
know
put
that
that there.
legitimate hustling
Uh,
so I can start hustling too.
you said what?
I need to know the legitimate hustling so I can start my own too.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. But yeah, so yeah, I've always been, doing, working hard, with my cybersecurity, and using that, fund to finance myself and the support of my wife as well,
Okay.
uh, and it, and family members as well, but all in all, the finance, is coming from, you know, my hard work with the things that I do. The photography is still there. Ask photos, right? Still there. Funds from there also is helping,
Okay.
and my jobs.
Okay. Okay. Well, kudos to wifey because we all know when a man or whoever is trying to do something, it's not easy. You're gonna need the time. It's time conscious. It's finance. It's everything. So, kudos to the wifey for sticking behind you and making sure a man is okay and not have to worry about the home because she's gonna take care of it. Whilst you make something that will be benefit her and the children. That's a good thing.
Sure.
So kudos to your wife. So when did you find Prince Zamira and when was it launched?
So the name Prince Zamira actually was founded at least over 10 years ago,
Okay.
since the birth of my first child.
Okay.
That was where the Prince Zamira name actually, you know, uh, arise, kind of, right? So uh, the story behind the Prince Zamira name, as an African man, the expectation, for the
For
first
your firstborn,
child
right?
was
It's a
supposed to be
man.
a son, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So if it was a son, right, I would have named the son Emir, like Emir, which pretty much it's a Islamic name, which pretty much means like royalness, prince, kind of, right? And but then since she's a girl, well, I'd already chosen the name like
Okay.
if it was a boy, but
Boy.
I was
Yeah.
that was my wish, for the
African
baby
man.
to be a boy. So if it was if a girl, like her name was supposed to be Zamira. So when it did not go the way I wanted, but what God wanted, I was like, okay, fine. I embraced it, and that was when I actually started being active on social media, on Facebook. That was when
Okay.
I created that name, Prince Zamira. So a lot of people thought that was my actual name, but no,
Oh,
it
okay.
was it was yes,
You were interested in that name.
yes,
It's not everywhere. I haven't really heard Zamira. I think few, but it's not really. And then Prince Zamira, because it's a girl name, and then Prince in front
yeah,
of it, so it's kind of like conflict of interest. But it's
yeah,
okay. You
yeah.
wanted a boy, it didn't happen. God has the best option, okay? African men out there, if you're fighting to have a boy, don't worry, God got you, okay? Okay. So, what do you have in your collections? So what do you have there?
So so when I when I started the fashion line, I did started off with accessories. I actually had a tote bag that was out. I had belts, wallets. But to be honest, the accessories was not they were not my first choice of products that I was hoping to
So,
get into,
okay.
but I did not know where to start with the other ones. So I was like, you know what, I have to start this,
Okay.
and I started off with the accessories until I was fortunate, to get in connection with a company in Vietnam, and that was where I started the garment,
Okay.
the polos. So I had my first polo, and and from there, establish connections, relationships, and had folks doing my suits, from other parts of the world as well.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, so are you really like when it comes to like picking materials or doing it from the scratch? Are you hands-on on everything, or they just
I am
send you?
hands-on.
You're hands-on on everything.
I am
Okay.
hands-on.
Okay.
I make sure that because, like I said, I'm actually creating a brand, right? And my goal is really not so much making money off of people, but also the satisfaction that I see people get from what I sell to them. So so I'm all hands-on.
Okay.
Like when like even like this year when I left Sierra Leone, I actually went straight to Vietnam, directly
Okay.
to Vietnam.
Okay.
Yes, and before coming back to the U.S. So I went there, to be sure that the fabric, the colors that I'm actually selecting are what exactly I'm looking for.
Okay.
So yes.
Oh, that's good. Well, I usually say one question I want to ask, and it's people already having connection, and then there are other kids or other people out there that want to have those connections. Are you the kind of person that would share their connections to other new and upcoming artists or designers?
You see, I don't really mind sharing connections, and I've done this several times. My problem though is I'm very skeptical about doing that,
Yes, I
and
know.
I'll tell you why. Because when I establish a relationship, I don't destroy my relationships, and
Good.
I'm very particular about having to introduce someone that will more than likely
Mess it
like
up.
cause some exactly. So that is my only concern. But other than that, no, I don't really mind because I want people to grow just the same way as I want to grow. You know.
Okay, that's well. That sounds understanding. Nobody wants their connection to be broken by other person. I know it's something sometimes does happen, but it's a good thing that you want to share to people that you trust or someone that you know for sure they're not going to cause any mess or any situation that can cause you harm or lose business. So that's a good thing. Um. I know. I know that you said your wife was helping you and pushing you as well. So
Yes.
what does family and faith means to you when it comes to this doing stuff like this?
So, that's a good point. Family means a lot to me. I mean, I'm thankful that the job that I have, keeps me, in most cases, at home, um, which helps me spend a lot of time with my kids. I'm always around at the house. I seldomly go out, but as far as faith, I'm Muslim. Now to say I'm a practical Muslim, uh, that is one of the challenges that I'm having, which it's something that I'm thinking about every day. That I want to you know uh, give the same time that I'm giving with like all the other things that I'm
That you're
doing,
doing, yes.
to Allah.
Well, that's a good thing. I know it becomes difficult even for people that are Christian. The only difference is we can pray anywhere. You people can just be praying anywhere. I don't know if you guys do that. If you can, I can be in my car because I'm Christian. I can be in my car, I sit down there and I pray in the car whilst I'm driving. So I don't know if Muslims do that as well. Do you guys do that?
I'm pretty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we do that. And I do that. Just that I don't do my 5 daily prayer.
Yeah.
I could sit here and then just read, a
Okay.
Fatiha or a surah within,
Within your okay.
myself, which is also, a form of
A
prayer.
form of prayer.
But it's just that, with Muslims, they want you
I
to
know.
have that 5 daily
Yeah.
prayer.
Yeah, I know it's
Which,
that's different
yeah.
from us, but that's good though. I know. So how was your wife? Because I know, it's not easy to be a owner or you going to work and then you have a business on the side and we want to have our time and we want to make sure we're pampered and taken care of. So how was your wife with you throughout this journey and with the kids? So how did that work out for you guys? How was she?
Yeah, it's always challenging. One of the good thing about my wife is that she is not the woman that will like pressure me in some way, right? She's laid back in some way, but also would like for me to show my affection somehow, and but yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, for women out there that are men are trying to do something, all I'm saying is the men need to communicate to their wives, let them know this is what's going to happen. So I'm not going to be having all this stuff done, or I'm not going to be home, or I'm not going to be doing this with you because I want to get this done for us. As long I think sometimes when you communicate with your woman and they see that you're doing stuff, they will understand. But you have to make sure, for fellow people out there, you have to make sure your communication is 100 so that the woman doesn't feel left behind, because it can easily become that you can be left behind. It happened, so
I,
please.
I mean, disclaimer right there. I can't say my communication is 100, but it's something that I love to improve on every day, and I'm definitely not, the guy that will say his communication is 100.
Okay,
I
well, you
mean,
gotta you gotta
there are
try.
some instances where, yeah, I'm not a 100% perfect guy.
Yeah, no, no, oh Lord, no man is 100%
Okay.
perfect, but it's just you trying. The trying is the good thing. You don't just let things hang in the air, and then the wife is like looking left, looking right, doesn't know what is going on, because they have a life too, just like you have a life. She might want to do
True.
something as well. So that's why I said communication. So for people out there, communicate with your partners, because your partner might want to do something too, but because of this reason she's going to step back or he's going to step back, so you can finish your stuff before she comes. But then when she comes, please don't start to say, oh, you're not home, you're not cooking meals, because she's also doing exactly what you were doing, which is trying to leave a legacy for her children as well. So we got to have that understanding. It goes both ways. Okay. Okay,
True.
my viewers. Okay. So you already said what are the prices and where can people find your designs and your items? Where can people find it? Where can they purchase it?
So the prices for my products actually is between the $20, and then it depends if you're getting custom suits. It can go all the way up to probably $700-800 depending on the suits that you're getting. But that's the price range of the
Okay.
products. And you
Where can they
can
get it?
actually get it from. I have a website, www.princezamira.com. The way the name is PRINCEZAMIRA.com.
Okay. So my viewers, you heard that. It's www.princezamira.com. It's Prince, Prince, Zamira, it's Z, the AMIRA. So please, you can check him out and but buy some stuff. And how is the support? How is your community supporting you through all this? Because I know that can be challenging to get support from your community. So how is that doing for you? For you, I'm just saying.
When it comes to really support, um, it's all depends, right? And it's something that you love to see happen automatically, but at the same time, it's more about consistency as well, right? Because as Sierra Leonean, it's difficult for us to get on board easily, and because I mean there's so many like distractions, I call them detractions, out there, detractors, uh, and but try not to pay too many attention to those. And I've seen a lot of live videos that people put out there about not having the support, not doing this, not doing that. When you're doing your thing in the community, you have to also pay attention, to your audiences, as well as like while you're doing it, keep doing researches, right? And keep improving, keep tweaking. It's not going to come easily. But to be honest, with my last product, the sweatsuits that are out there, I've actually gotten massive support,
Okay.
and a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah, because
And
I love them.
and
They look
and
good. I
honestly,
saw them online. They
honestly,
look good.
the goal for that particular product. I'm sorry, just 1 minute. The goal for that particular product was to really do like a campaign for my community, for people to know what who owns PZ and what PZ is all about.
Okay.
Because my first two products did not really showcase what PZ really is.
Okay. Okay, so and also few last questions before we round this up. Where do you get your models from for your that's where on the pic that are on the pictures that you take? So I know you're a photographer, so I know you probably did the pictures yourself. But where did you get your models, or where did you get the people that were in the shoot, the photo shoots?
In the shoot. So these are well, the like the first my first photo shoots. So was a friend that I went to school with. Um, because I actually looked for models within the community, but it was difficult. I actually uh, set up appointments, with one or two of them, but of course, you know the deal, right? So I actually decided to look elsewhere. So friend of mine, and his buddies, like they wanted to support, so that's where I did, the boats there. If you notice, the polo is the first one, where you see the guy like this, and then like the polo, the Lacus polo gears, right? That those were, my a friend of mine that I went to school with,
Okay.
his buddies. So we did that, and I've actually had other Sierra Leoneans as well, friends, um, and people around that, I've known.
Yeah.
They've also been part of shoots, and and yeah, these are just like regular people, regular Sierra Leoneans,
Okay.
and few foreigners that are actually part of,
Okay.
models, yeah, and
Okay.
of course my kids.
Oh, okay, that's great. And that's a good thing because when you have friends and family, it's also good. But one thing we lack in the Sierra Leone community, I notice, is also having that strong, like an, I'm not going to put it out here because I'm not trying to let people steal my ideas now. So I'm going to keep that right back to myself, anyways. I'm
You mean strong network?
Not only a strong network, but we don't have a model base from our
Hold it,
countries that.
hold it, hold it, hold it,
Yeah, so
hold
I'm
it.
gonna
That's
hold
your
that
idea.
in
Hold
so
it.
people then out there don't start nothing on it. Don't start nothing because I will be coming for you. Okay. But anyways,
Oh
I
no,
really appreciate.
I have too much, going on, right now. So I don't
No,
want
I
to
mean
add,
people out there that
more.
probably listening that is saying, okay, that's a new thing. Let me get into that. Don't get into it because I'm getting into it. Okay, so let us leave that to the side. But I really really
Okay.
appreciate all the things that you're doing, and I'm calling out to all the Sierra Leoneans and all the non-Sierra Leonean as well because we have viewers from everywhere. I'm calling you guys to support. As you have seen the website, you can go in and check. As if you don't have to buy the suits. You can buy the $20 stuff or whatever, and they really the suits, they actually looks good, and also the sweaters and stuff, they look really good. I like the white and the gray with the PZ on it. It's really really good. So people just support whatever little you can. We are all trying to become something, and the world is big enough for all of us. So before I leave you, Mr. Alaji, is there anything you would like to leave my viewers with?
Absolutely, absolutely. So one thing that, well, a couple of things actually. The one thing that I like, the viewers to know about, Prince Zamira, the brand itself. The brand. I mean, yes, we're greatly involved in the fashion industry, and so on. But at the same time, we do have community responsibilities as well. Whatever I'm making, from Prince Zamira, is also reinvested into agriculture in Sierra Leone. Matter of fact, when I was back home in Sierra Leone, well, prior to going, I invested, on 80 acres plot of land for rice farming, around the Port
Wow.
Loco area. I do have videos, to showcase that. Right now, currently, they're harvesting that rice, and I'm actually going to reinvest again, into the process. I'm partnering with Easy Farming, which I'm also part of, Easy Farming. But that's one thing that I want them, to keep in mind. And then also, the sweatsuit that came out, was for the winter fall. So I'm having like spring summer, the lightweight sweaters,
Sweats.
that are coming out, and with t-shirts coming out, in summer as well. Yep.
Well, as that's a good thing. Well, as my viewers, as you heard, for us from Africa or Sierra Leone, it's always good. As you see, he's reinvesting into the country. That's what I mean by supporting and putting Sierra Leone on the map. Supporting somebody, people try to misunderstand that with going to your wedding, going to your parties, going to your quote graduation is all nice and good. That is just for like enjoyment. But I mean supporting people that are actually trying to do good, or we put that money that we invest their money, we invest their time to the country where we came from. We have a beautiful country back home, and we're just letting it rot because nobody cares, and everybody's just doing their own thing. So if you're doing something good in this country, try and reinvest whatever you get. And I'm calling out to all Sierra Leoneans, support people out there that are actually trying to make it, trying to reinvest or do something back home that will help the people that we left back home. Because each one of us in overseas, each one of us has some kind or some type of family member out there. So you're not only doing it for us, but you're also doing it for your people back home. Because when we get to the place that we're gonna be comfortable out, we too, SierraCast is gonna be doing their own thing, and we invest in some of whatever we're getting to the country where we come from. Because as you hear the name Sierra, it's the beginning of our country's name. So please, I'm asking you to support Allergy, support people that are trying to do something not only for enjoyment but also for progress. Okay? Well, my viewers, it has come to an end tonight. I want to leave you with this. Love, be good, be nice, be kind, and life is not promised. So enjoy whatever life you have now. Okay, have a wonderful evening.
Yes.
This is from SierraCast. Have a wonderful evening. See you guys. Bye. Am I done?